Thank you very much, Bojan. Thank you for all the effort you've done for this meeting.
Thank you.
And overall in Slovenia. Thank you all for coming. I'm sure that this is just the first of many, and I invite you to comment this meeting to Bojan, to me, to anybody, and to ask questions. We are here for you, so we will do whatever needs your attention. So let me start. Let me remind you a little bit. So we are here to make a train, and we, I believe, made a train from the first train of information flow or workflow from the first architectural sketch until the operation of the building. Everything here can be done and can be helped with Allplan, CI Engineer, D-Twin, BIM Plus, don't forget the BIM Plus, and so on. Don't forget some of those logos as well. So we don't have in Slovenia IDEA Statica or Geo5, but we have Freelo, we have DC software instead of Geo5 and so on. And I must say this D-Twin that you just saw the presentation, we have really, we started this before this summer, and we already have a really large client in Croatia. And colleague Nemanja here is very skilled with D-Twin, so you can ask later him or me any detailed information about the solution. Like we had a lecture about Learn BIM, so we decided to take and translate the Betonska Hiša video tutorials that we have on Learn BIM in Croatian. So we translated it to Slovenian language, and you can find it on baldinistudio.hr webpage. So let's go back to the topic. Catenda as a CDE system, we all know Bluebeam, we all know BIM Plus, also kind of a CDE system, but this one is special. So where is the problem? Somebody spoke today about BIM adoption, about 3D instead of BIM. So we all know that further you go in BIM adoption, more mess you create or more mess you have to handle. So this is why we have Catenda, this is why we have BIM Plus, this is why we have Bluebeam, and in somehow standardizing all these tools and our approach in using these tools can benefit, and this is basically the only way to have BIM. The first one, we can help with different software like Catenda, also Bluebeam, also BIM Plus. This one, we can help with education, with Learn BIM. This one, again, education is the key. We hope that we are doing our best to learn the software even before it's released, so we are prepared in advance to help you guys not think about the software, not think about the solution, not think about the functions, but in the usage, and we hope that we can really propose to you a new way of working with every new version. In Synergy, we saw today Allplan, we saw today CI Engineer, but the most important is synergy of those two applications where architects, being Allplan, Archicad, or even Revit, can work with CI Engineer and give back work to Allplan engineering for reinforcement and formwork drawings. So synergy is the key. About the stroški, about the costs, we have special Slovenian prices for both Allplan and for SIA, and for Catenda and for D-Twin. We have really nice prices, and this is what we have to do each quarter, basically, but each year we negotiate with Nemeček, Allplan, and all the others to have as reduced prices as possible for you guys. Management of information is the key that Catenda is the best. Basically, we have Catenda just because we need another layer on top of tools that we already have, like Bluebeam or like Beam Plus, which is more oriented in the design phase to check the collisions, to see how everything fits. Catenda is basically, as the name says, common data environment, place where we can put all the models, but also all the communications, all the issue tracking. But issue tracking is not necessarily an issue. It's maybe just a communication between two designers, or between designer and contractor, designer and investor, and so on. So this is the kind of a mess that I talked about. Email sending here and there, and oh, it went to spam. Oh, you sent me the wrong file. This is outdated. I was told something differently, and so on and so on. So Catenda is a communication platform where you can store the models, where you can compare the models, where you can even plug in a Solibri license to check BIM models on consistency and against some regulations. So complete workflow setup, complete communication setup, and complete workflow sharing among everybody who is involved. And I would say, like, in between, from the first day you start sketching in architectural applications until even the usage of the project, of the building. So it is really a hub. It's called Catenda Hub. We have 3 different sorters inside Catenda, but the Catenda Hub is what I'm talking about here. So it's a hub between 3D models, drawings, tasks, employees, designers, and even contractors. It can take from one end 3D models of any kind, even scans, point clouds, even OBJ file formats. I will show it a little bit later, which is much more convenient to work with because of smaller size, nicer textures, and so on. BCF, BIM collaboration format, integration also. You can share the tasks with any other application. Is it ArchiCAD? Is it something else? Solibri, for instance, any other application that works with BCFs. So you really have a possibility to have everything on one place and not have a mess. Hopefully I spoke all about it, but you see here also dashboards. So you can have on the first look at the dashboard, you can see how many open issues you have, how many tasks you have, who sent a new version of the document. Do you need to approve the document before anybody else is seeing it? So approval of documentation that goes to the building site, that goes to another colleague or somebody else, that investor or somebody, anybody who uses this document. This document can be a drawing, PDF, DWG, it can be a contract, it can be Excel sheet, doesn't matter. You always have a possibility to track responsibility and make a workflow in the form that nobody can see the document before it's approved, and so on. Okay, so we have, I mentioned we have several different things. We have also site. So we can track changes on site and progress on site, issues on site using any application that has internet, so even mobile phones, and we can integrate all the information that we find on site back into the system and have everything tracked, responsibilities, and everything that needs to have attention or has to be recorded on the building site, we can have it. And of course, I'm an architect in education, worked with lots of different designers in producing executable drawings mostly. But I'm telling to my colleagues, okay, you're an architect, you design something, you see that the building is built as you want it, so it has all the permits, all the necessary documentation, and what happens with this documentation, it usually goes to the seller and nobody is looking at it. But all that information can be kept in the platforms like Ditwin or Catenda, where it can be useful information for the owners of the building or occupants of the building. So this is also something, when the project is finished, we don't need maybe all the communications, emails and all that stuff, but everything that was done and how it was done is recorded. So if anybody wants to claim some money afterwards, or something is not, roof is leaking or something like this, we have all the documentation about how it should be made, how it was made, why it was made like this, who proposed it, who authorized it, and so on. Backwards tracking, it's, I would say, very valuable to an owner of the building after he receives the building. Schiphol, Netherlands airport, it's one end of the story. Another end, maybe this one, like housing. So we can track large scale buildings. We can manage really small buildings. And the price is proportional, so it's paid by the investment. Any questions later? I know I'm the only one who is between you and your free drinks, so let's keep it quick. Matterport. Matterport is another great solution. Here we have the scanner, which is Pro 3, which is LiDAR scanner and combines this laser beam distance measurement with high resolution photographs taken from the front. And it's basically comparable with any other laser scanner that you may see. But for the fraction of price, for the fraction of usage time needed to produce a point cloud, and we can also produce OBJ file formats, which are actually 3D models, 3D meshes with applied textures on it. So let's look at it. This is foyer of Faculty of Civil Engineering in Rijeka. It took me less than 5 minutes to make this scan. You may notice small white circles on the floor, so that was the positions where a scanner was standing. And scanner automatically aligns one scan with another. It has to have 20 to 30% overlap, one scan to another, and everything is done automatically. No balls, no stickers on the walls and anything like this. And this is the result. Result is 3D mesh, or 3D mesh of 2D planes with the texture applied. So this is real photographs that are applied to the mesh. You can measure it, you can make a walkthrough. Is it a tourist house or hotel, or is it anything else? We can measure, we can present. Drag and drop of OBJ file format into Allplan, you get this 3D model. So this is very, okay, it's not a rendering, but it's visible, textures are visible and everything is inside, and you can see the really large triangles where you have a flat surface and much smaller triangles where you have a curved surface, so it adapts. To look at the outside scanning, this is also, so you see the faces of the building and not only the point clouds. You can have the point clouds, no problem, but for point clouds you need a 10,000 euro machine, you need a 10,000 euro software, and then you need 2 weeks to get it right. So this you can scan, I scan it with 4 scans, should have taken 2 in the middle, and this is what you get in Allplan. So faces with textures. And with this you can do anything you usually do in Allplan. You can have some cuts and views and sections and so on. For comparison, this is the lowest density point cloud that you can get with Matterport. Also, you can import it in Outline, no problem, but what can you do with those points? Computers doesn't know what the point is used for. Any other software, no problem. This is Rhino, for instance. Drag and drop OBJ into Rhino. You get this one hotel in Makarska scanned with the prior version of the scanner. So walk through and sections and cuts and whatever you like. Again, putting this into Outline and making 2D sections gives you a 2D floor plan you can work on. So this is like a template. You will always use walls, columns, windows, doors to produce a BIM model. But why should you measure if you can just click on this kind of 2D section drawing? It's much, much, much quicker. I mentioned also tourism. So imagine this is a house somewhere in the Alps, and you're the owner and you want to lend it to put on booking or something like this. You can also show any additional information using these targets. You can apply videos, you can apply documents, you can apply even buy now or book now buttons on it, and you can allow all your future tourists to walk through, even use 3D glasses if they have it. Okay. This is a new web page in making, which will actually combine different places, different topics. Okay, Matterport is producer of the scanners and these software that you already saw today, these 3D models and so on. This is Matterport. Ditwin you already saw, but we have also stages to cover the building site and to track what is happening on the building site. And Simon, it's a lightweight facility management software that uses scans as well. Everything here uses scans. Let's see. This is Faculty of Architecture 2 years ago. We had this earthquake in Zagreb, very nasty one. And I was asked to scan the building site just for professors to be able to teach to the students how the building site actually looks like, what are the good things on this building site, what they should do differently, or just to show the construction and what's on it. This, I don't know how it's in English called, this sitno rebra. This is something that is very rarely seen in the new building, so it doesn't exist. If students cannot learn, they cannot see it anywhere. This was their chance. So with Matterport, this is just a Matterport scan and the Matterport walkthrough. You can walk freely wherever you want. You can rotate, you can zoom in, you can make these walkthroughs, you can make like a presentations with the specific points in the 3D model that you want to show. And of course, in between, you can make this kind of walkthrough. And one reason why we went to this 5th floor is this hole in the floor that was not existing before. So the staircase will go up. They demolished the old staircase, and now you can stand on this corner and explain to the students. Of course, you are not able to bring any students on this kind of building site. This is where stages comes in. We have several different point in time when we scanned every several weeks. And you can see stage 2, March 2004, and stage, I think, 10, March 2025. And actually, it overlaps and aligns one with another, and you can more or less see from one point what was the look and how it looked several months ago. So this is comparison. what was before. If somebody says, oh, on the 15th of March, I've done all the drywalling, please pay me. Okay, you go there, 15th of March, there was nothing. So when we will pay it later. So this is something like that purpose. We have another purpose, which is to better and more easily check if everything was done by as it should be done. Dimensions are right, the openings are where the opening should be, so we can underline a PDF or some other floor plan to the scanned building. So this is a scan, and we just put a PDF on the floor and see if everything was done correctly or not. Just a short comparison between 3D scan and like a point cloud and OBJ file format. I think this is on this slide, maybe yes. So in the stages you can switch on and off whatever you need. Is it floor plan? Is it a real scan? Is it a point cloud scan? Or even maybe a BIM model? So you can reference the scanned surfaces against the BIM model. Or even you can take a scan and import the BIM model of ventilation ducts and see if the ventilation duct was designed to go through the hole that was left in the wall or not. So this is kind of approach that is taken with stages application. Another one, maybe this is also nice to have when you finish your building. I know that when we refurbished our own bathroom, I took a scan and I really know where I can put another towel or hook or not. So this is also very, very important for user of the building to see what's inside the ceiling, what's inside the wall and so on. That was Simlab stages. Now this is Simlab Simon, which is basically a tool to use a scan and put on the scan IoT devices, any kind of sensors or any kind of information that we need to track. It can be fire extinguisher, which has to be every year checked, or it can be like here a sensor of some kind of warning, of a temperature sensor or a flood sensor or something like this. And we have this flood sensor triggering, and of course, who is to be alarmed? It can be a manager, day manager, it can be night manager, it can be owner, it can be whoever needs to be alarmed. So the trigger is just to trigger whatever action we want to have. Is it an SMS, or is it a siren, or is it the fire department, or whatever? So what happened with this flood? It was really a flood, but the flood was not the flood. The flood was just a cleaning of one of those wine. This is the winery, one very well-known winery in Istria. So they were just cleaning the tanks, and this is why the sensor triggered. The dashboard can be simple like this one. We have this one sensor triggered, and the next 3 sensors disconnected. And now we can ask why they are disconnected. Is the battery dead, or we disconnected it on purpose not to trigger again when we go to the next tank or whatever is needed. So we can see the dashboard in this way, or we can see the spaces with all the data inside the spaces, connected spaces, go from one space to another. So many ways to have a dashboard and to have all the data, which can be either static data, or it can be alarm for a fire extinguisher to check it next year, or it can be live data from sensors like temperature sensors or whatever. And of course, everything can be available on any kind of PC you need, on internet or even on the phone. Ditwin, we have really nice customer in Croatia, but Catenda, I forgot to say, it's translated to Croatian, it's translated to Slovenian language, and we really have one of you using it, but the person is not here, so I will not mention it, but it's used already in Slovenia with daily on the building site. Thank you very much.